Am I really showing off this building? A modest single-story structure in an RV park with offices, restrooms, and a laundry room? No sweeping views, no sculptural concrete, no glossy magazine spread at the end? Yeah, I am. Because even this matters. Most people will pass by a building like this without even thinking twice. They'll stop in to wash their clothes, check in for the night, maybe grab a shower and move on. But this is where architecture quietly does its best work. Not by shouting, but by serving. So when I was a kid, I used to tag along with a friend of mine and his family to go to the campground every summer. It wasn't anything fancy, just an RV park near a few lakes and trails. But what I remember most wasn't the hiking or the swimming. It was just sitting outside the trailer in the evenings. The smell of the grill and everyone talking while the sun disappeared behind the trees. Those moments stuck with me. There was something about that small space, that sense of community and stillness, that made it feel bigger than it was. Now, years later, I find myself designing a building for an RV park. It's not much larger than what an old trailer used to be, but as I worked on it, I kept thinking about those nights. How even the most temporary places can leave lasting memories, and how a small, well-designed space can give people a moment of comfort on the road. When I first opened the drawings for this project, I'll admit it, I didn't think much of it either. A small footprint, tight budget, the kind of project that doesn't end up on anyone's Instagram feed. But the more I worked on it, the more I realized something. If we only pour care into the projects that get attention, then most of the built world gets left behind. Architecture isn't just about creating icons. It's about creating dignity in the everyday. And this little building, as unassuming as it is, has a job to do. To make a moment of rest feel human. This project sits in a small RV park, the kind of place where families stop for a weekend or travelers rest for a few nights before moving on. They needed one small building that could do a lot. An office, laundry, restrooms, and storage, all within about 800 square feet. It's one of the most used buildings in the park. Hundreds of people will walk through it every season. Families on vacation, couples on road trips, and travelers just looking for a pause. The challenge was simple. Fit everything comfortably into a tight footprint. Keep it easy to maintain, and make it feel welcoming, even if you're only here for a few minutes. Every project starts the same way. A few lines, a blank page, and a list of needs that somehow have to fit together. But this one was simple. An office room, laundry, restrooms, and storage, all within about 800 square feet. Even small buildings ask big questions. How do you make something this compact feel open, useful, and cared for? How do you design a space people pass through, but still make it worth noticing, even subconsciously? I started with the office at the front corner, next to the entry. From there, staff can see who's coming and going, and the front doors face the park and parking spots for easy access. Behind the office, there's a large storage room, secure but convenient, where they keep park supplies and sundries guests might need. On the side, staff have a direct connection to the laundry room, so they can manage it easily. The laundry opens directly to the pool, so guests can wash a load, sit outside on the benches, or read while they wait. It's bright and open, not a dim utility room hidden in the back. Restrooms and showers sit between the laundry and the pool, keeping the wet areas together for easy maintenance, and giving the plan a clear, simple logic. Once the plan felt right, I drew a quick elevation. Low roof lines, a small gable, and a porch that extends forward. It's humble, approachable, a building you'd walk up to without hesitation. There's nothing extravagant about it, but that's the point. It's approachable, easy to understand, and honest about what it is. Once the sketches felt right, I brought them into Revit to see how the building really sat in space. This is the moment when lines become structure, when the building starts to feel real. Working in 3D always changes how I see a project. Proportions start to become tangible. You notice here how I'm looking at how the roof shades the porch, how that structure meets the ground, and how the light will move across the siding. Next, I spend time refining some small details. Here I'm looking at the depth of the porch beams and its relation to the height of the fascia and how the columns will meet the roof to meet the ground. It's not just decoration, it's clarity. Also important, accessibility and code shape a lot of the unseen work. Clearances, slopes, door swings, all the little pieces that make a building effortless to use. It's the invisible layer of design, the one that shows care even when no one notices it. Modeling in 3D lets me experience a space before it exists. How it feels to stand under the porch. How the light enters in the morning. It's the final test before the drawings ever reach the job site. The more refined the model becomes, the simpler it gets. Every extra line removed, every form reduced until only what's essential remains. That's when a design feels finished. With the form resolved, the materials needed to make it feel familiar. More like a small home than a public facility. Wood framing, white siding, asphalt shingles. Simple, recognizable materials that feel comfortable to the eye. The porch beams and columns stay exposed, adding a touch of honesty to the structure. And the wood warms the crisp white exterior. Windows are residential in scale, with wood trim around them. The details that make the building feel grounded and human. I didn't want it to feel institutional. I wanted it to feel like it belongs here. A building that quietly blends into the life of the park. Walking through this building, I'm reminded that architecture is mostly about rhythm, not spectacle. The small transitions from outside to inside, light to shade, quiet to movement. The covered porch pulls you in gently, and the interior opens with calm light and warm surfaces. Nothing shouts for attention, but everything feels intentional. Each space does exactly what it needs to do, without excess. Simple proportions, familiar textures, and just enough daylight to make you pause. The best architecture often goes unnoticed. It fits quietly into your daily life, serving its purpose so naturally that no one ever stops to ask who designed it. And that's okay. That's when you know it's right. When I started this project, I wasn't sure it was something worth sharing. It's small, simple, and easy to overlook. But maybe that's the point. Most of the world isn't made of statement pieces. It's made of buildings like this, quietly doing their job every day. Architecture shouldn't be about prestige. It should be about care. And care shouldn't be reserved for a select few projects. It should be present in every drawing, every joint, every door that opens easily for someone who needs it. If we give that same attention to the humble buildings, the ones that never make it into magazines, then we've done something meaningful. Am I really showing off this building? Maybe not in the usual sense, but I am proud of it. Because it reminds me of why I became an architect. To make every space, no matter how small, worth caring about. Thanks for coming along with me. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you're subscribed because I post projects about every other Thursday, some imagined, some real, each exploring how design shapes our daily lives. And if you'd like to see some more behind the scenes, you can find that on my Patreon link below. And as usual, stay curious and design with intent.